Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of Maxnet tutorials, and today we're going to discuss variables. So what is a variable? Variables are found in almost every programming language. It allows you to store values, and it's similar to algebra in mathematics. So like x is equal to 1. And variables can hold any type of data. So what kind of variable types do you have in Maxnet? In Maxnet you have three variable types. You have number, string and boolean. And here we say bool. So you have first you have number. A number holds any numeric value. So the default value is 0. And for an example, you have number is the just number. The age is the name you give it yourself, and then is equal to 30. Then you have a string. A string holds text or a string, so between quotes or characters. So everything what's between the quotes is a string. The default value is an empty block of text, like yeah, just nothing between the quotes. For an example, you have string, then you can name it anything you want. So my name is Nick Ryan. Then you have a boolean or bool. A bool holds either the value true or false. So, for example, it can be false, and then a bool is award price. Bool award price is true, but you can also say bool award price is false. It depends on what you're making. So we are back in the game, and first thing we're gonna do is open the directory where we're working on. So for you it's cdr/programs, but for me it's cdr/programs slash tutorials, like that, and then just make a file create variable.msc, and then just open the file variable.msc. So if you don't know how to make a file, watch the previous video. So there I'm showing how to make a file. Um, so there's a default thing in here. We're gonna remove that, and we are going to do an example. And don't only listen, guys, but always do things what I do, so you learn more. So for example, we want a number that holds my age. So we say number, then age is 18, and then a semicolon, and then we say string, then the name, so we can say my name, or we can just say name, but for now just say my name is, and then with the quotes, and we say Nick Ryan, then we close it with a semicolon. And don't forget the semicolon, guys, because otherwise it shows you an error. So always close a line or your thing what you're working on with a semicolon. Um, so what you also have is a bool, and the bool we're going to name award price, and it's equal to true. And we can also say it's equal to false, but we cannot say it's equal to 30 because it doesn't allow you. It's a boolean. Or we cannot say Nick Ryan because it's a boolean. So only true or false. Same for string. You cannot say it's 18, or you cannot say it's false. You can say it's false between the quotes, but then it's a string and it just say false, but it's not the value false. So for now we say Nick Ryan. Okay, so this is an example, and now we only have stored them. So we also want to like get them on the screen. So we can do console dot write line, then between that, and then type, for example, age. And you don't have to get quotes next to them because it's a variable, and variables can just be used like this. And so we can also say console dot write line, and then we say my name, and then console dot write line award price. Alright, what did I type wrong? Console.write a line, like that. So when I save this and going to my console, So we go to my console and say mn script executes tutorial, not tutorial, variable.mc. Then it's compiling and it will say my console.writeLines as I said. So 18 Nick Ryan and it's true. So for example, we can say my age is 19. So if I save this and then restart the program, then it will say 19. But for example, as I said to you, if you don't use console.writeLine, so we make a comment of this, we save this and we are going to execute it again, it will say nothing because the console.writeLine is not here. So if you want to make a text for something, do slash slash in front of it. So now, as you can see, it's normal again, and if I run it now, it should say 19 Nick Ryan and true. So that's very nice. So back at the PowerPoint, we are going to discuss operators, and operators allow you to perform operations on variables and values. These are all the operators known in Maxnet, and I'm going to discuss this with you. So, for example, here are examples. Here are the expected results of these examples, and these are this here says where it operates on. So this only operates on number. This operator only operates on boolean or bool, and these operators do on anything. So strings, booleans, and numbers. All right, so you have, for example, plus adds two numbers together. So 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 minus 3 should be 12. So there's a small mistake over here, but it should be 12. Then you have the multiply operator, and you can multiply two numbers together. So 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. And you also have divides, so 15 divided by 3 is 5. Percentage gets the remainder of the value on the left when the number on the right is contaneous subtracted. So 11% 3, the output is 2. So for example, you can have 9 divided by 3, and that's our whole numbers. So you will get 3, but you will remain 2. So 2 cannot be divided by 3 if you want whole numbers without comma. So that's why it says expected result 2. This operator raises the number on the left to the power on the right. So 3 to the power 4 is 81. Then you have this operator determines whenever the number on the left side is bigger than the number on the right side. So is 5 bigger than 3? Yes. So it will say true. Then you have this operator, and it will say if it's smaller. So is 3 smaller than 2? No, it's not. So it will say false. And then you have a smaller or equal to. So for example, is 4 smaller or equal to 4? Then it's true. If it says 4 is smaller or equal to 5, then it also say true. But if you say 4 is equal or smaller or equal to 3, it will say false. Then you have bigger or equal to. So 5 is bigger or equal to 10, it will say false because 5 is smaller than 10. So then you have this operator. Results in the end value being true if the value on the left and the value on the right are both true. So for example, true and false are false. But if it says true and true, it will say true. So that's nice. Then you have this operator, and this results in this. Then you have this operator, results in the end value being true if either the value on the left or the value on the right are true. So for example, true or false, then it's true. But if it says false or false, it will say false because there's none of them are true. Then you have equal to. determines when the value is equal to. So the left side should be equal to the right side. You can use this by numbers, or for example, here's a string. So if string hello is equal to hydro, it's false because hello is not the same as hydro. But if you say hello is equal to hello, it will say true. But be aware, their capitals. So if it says hello without capital and here hello with capital, it will say false as well, because it's not the same. And if you say 3 is equal to 3, then it will say true. But 3 is not equal to 5, it will say false. Then you have the dot dot, and this operator joins two values together and creates a new string from the values. So for example, 5 dot dot hello world dot dot true dot dot 10 will give the output 5 hello world true 10 without any spaces because the strings don't have spaces. So the last thing we are going to do in this video is a task, and this task I'm gonna explain, and after I explained the task, please pause the video and try it yourself. And if you don't get it or you're finished, continue the video and I will explain some more. So the task for this episode is create a new .msc file and copy the code from the paste bin into it. The paste bin is found in the description. Then run the program, observe the outputs and read the code to ensure you understand why each output was produced. Then edit the file and modify the variables to use your own values. Use this as an opportunity to learn how to use the operators from the last slide. So the last thing is, what happens if you try to create a new variable with the same name as the one that already exists? Does it override the variable's value or does it error? For example, string name is Nick Ryan, and then on the next line, string name is test. Is the first string overridden, so is Nick Ryan overridden to test, or will it give an error? Try it yourself, pause the video now, and after that come back. So we are back in the game, and the first thing you had to do was create a file. So file create test.msc. So you make an MSC file. Open that file, so like that, and copy everything that was on the paste bin into it. So we copy it and then paste into here. It's using console, and then this is the code. Okay, the second thing you have to do is run the program and observe the outputs and read the code to ensure you understand why each output was produced. So we're going to save this, then we're going to run it. So mn script execute test msc, and as you see, 15 and then 15 price money like that is acceptable. True. Is the price money too much? False. Hydrogen 30. So why is this like that? We open again and let's see. So we created a number. Number 10 is 10. Number 15 is 10 plus 5. So it says 10 is 10 plus 5. So if you say, for example, 11, 11, it will say 10 here, but the value of 10 is 11, so it will say 16. But for now we will say 10. Price money is 10,000 multiplied by 5 plus 100, and here we const right line it and etc. So for me, I understand what's doing here. So boolean is false or true. Price money is bigger than 100,000, and then this const right line it, and then string name is hydrogen, number my age, and my name and age is name dot dot my age. So you will put them together and just const right line that. Alright, so now the third thing you have to do is edit the file and modify the variables to your own values. Use this as an opportunity to learn how to use the operators above. So for an example, this is very easy. So we can say 11. We can say 11, and it will say 16, but we will say see in a second. And here it will say multiply by 5, but let's multiply it by 2 So 10,000 times 2 is 20,000 plus 100 is 21,000, if I'm saying correct. No, 20,100, sorry. Then just console right line it, I understand. So there we have the booleans. Is acceptable is false or true, so is one of them true. And here bool is price money too much, so is price money, like here is the price money set, is it bigger than 100,000, and it will say something. So if it's bigger, it will say true. Sorry, if it's yeah, if it's bigger, it will say true, and if it's smaller, it will say false. And here just console right line it, and here is string my name is hydrogen, name that is age, name age, and then you have string my name is hydrogen, number my age is 30, string my name and age is my name dot dot my age. So it will put together, and then just right line console right line this. Alright, so let's edit something. So what if this is smaller? It should say that it's false, because the price money is 20,100 is smaller than 100,000. And here we can say, for example, 50, and just save the file and run it. Let's run it, and it should say 15x16, that's correct. The prize money is 20,100, that's also correct. Is acceptable true, and that's because one of them is true. But if I will say false, it will say false. So when I run it again, it should say false, that's correct. Is the prize money too much? And it will say true, because we said prize money is smaller than 100,000. So the prize money is 20,100 and it's smaller than 100,000, so it will say true. If we say it's bigger, like that, it should say false. Yeah, it will say false, and then it will just bring together, and it says hydrogen 50. And because there is a space between here, because in the string there is a space on the end. If I will remove this and then save it again and run it again, it should say hydrogen 50 without space. So that's basically it, guys. No, we have one thing more. We had the thing, what happens if you have the same variable name with a other value. So string my name is test. What will happen? As you see, um, it already says it. It already exists, so I cannot run this. So if I run this, I will get an error. Like there, it's an error. So always see, guys, if you want to override a variable, don't make a new string, but use your existing string. So just say my name is test. So if I save it now, it should say test instead of hydrogen. And there it is, test 50. So that's it, guys, for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to join the Discord from Software Giant in the description. If you have any further questions, come there, and I see you in the next episode. Bye bye, guys.